Hello and welcome to the Film Pulse podcast. This is episode number 514. My name is Adam Patterson. With me today, we've got Kevin Rakestraw. Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
Now, this week on the show, we're going to be taking a look at M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, which is out now on VOD platforms. We're also going to be going over some of what we've been watching on the watch list and this week's new releases in theaters, VOD, Blu-ray. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Let's go ahead and dive straight on into Trap. I have a synopsis here. A father and his teen daughter attend a pop concert only to realize they've entered the center of a dark and sinister event. As I mentioned, this is written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan and stars Josh Hartnett. What do we got here? 3,000 fans, or 30,000 fans, 300 cops, one serial killer, no escape.
Those numbers not looking good for the serial killer.
Nah, nope. I'll tell you what, the trap twist of this movie, we're the ones who got trapped, the viewer, into thinking that this was going to be an M. Night Shyamalan crazy twisty thriller. It turned out to be a concert doc, and that's what we had to deal with, was a concert doc.
For a little bit, yeah.
A lot. There's a lot of music in this.
Yes.
There's a lot of concert type footage. To say that this is a vanity project, I think, is an understatement, because his daughter, M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, is the one who plays Lady Raven, Salika Shyamalan. And she did all the music, she performed it and all of that stuff. And she plays a pretty big role in this as well. And I could not stand this movie. I absolutely hated it. I thought it was so awful. The writing is atrocious. Like, I don't know what he's doing in this movie. It's like he's like trying to appeal to his to Gen Z or Gen Alpha, and like it's just so awful and cringy. There's just so many, and some of it is like, oh, it's he's Josh Hartnett's like a dad, like he's a serial killer, but he's also like a goofball dad who doesn't know the lingo and stuff. But it's like the lingo and stuff that is at use in this movie is it's all made up. So it's like even worse. They call things crispy. Yeah, well, I'll leave it there for now. Kevin, what were your initial impressions of Trap?
Pretty excited for this because it seemed like a decent enough premise, right? And I was pretty excited for Josh Hartnett, him being trapped at this concert. Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, all the trap stuff, like the concert, I was into it. Him just kind of roaming around,
trying to find a way out.
Yeah, just surveilling everything. Just the camera is just kind of like a look inside his mind, just like him calculating things and trying to figure out how he's going to get the hell out of there. Like, I thought all of that was thrilling enough. Like, it wasn't edge of my seat thrilling, but it was enough of oh man, how's he going to get out of this? Fucking this guy's trapped. Like, the title did not lie. He is trapped.
Well, okay, sorry, continue.
And then everything outside the trap, it kind of lost me because it wasn't as exciting anymore, obviously. But there was also a part of me that was kind of enjoying it even more because it just kept becoming more ridiculous around each turn. And I was kind of having fun with it because it is absolutely ridiculous. This movie is silly.
It is ridiculous. It's hard to take this movie seriously. It was hard for me to take it seriously at all, just because of how outlandish it is. The decisions that people make in this, the things that they say, and just the sequence of events, like how he becomes, you see it in the trailer, he kind of becomes buddy with this guy who works at the stadium selling merch. And it's like, why would he become... Is that an interaction that would happen in real life? I don't think so. I don't think that humans interact like that, where all of a sudden they're instantly just having deep conversations and they're best friends. And it's not just that.
It's just come down with me, get more merch with me.
just so it's so bizarre and then everything that plays out with Lady Raven and all of that stuff. But we probably have to do a little spoiler talk. But like, I was just like, really? Like that's what she's okay. I mean, she's like, I just don't see a character like that, like a pop star, doing that, and just none of it is even remotely like believable to me. And I think that that's why I had such a hard time with it. That and that I hated all of the music and I hated all of the dialogue and I hated the look of it because I didn't think it was very interesting, except for one scene when they had it was at his house and it was like the camera was fixed on the tea kettle and you could see Alison Pill's character through the tea kettle. Like I thought that was a cool shot. That was like pretty much it. And also, we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan here. So you expect some big twisties and turnies, but there's none of that. And in fact, like I was predicting several things that ended up not happening and probably would have made the movie a lot more interesting and dynamic.
I will 100% agree with you in terms of like the filmmaking. I thought that this was pretty blah
It's just
in the
generic.
visuals department.
It's not like it was bad, to be clear, but it was just nothing.
No, but it's just
nothing.
It was very utilitarian. Just
I feel like
straightforward, and it's just not a whole lot of bells and whistles on this.
I feel like he could have done more, and I also feel like there could have been more, at least maybe one or two more set pieces with him trying to figure out ways to get out, like because there were so many things that happened where it was like, oh, okay, that's interesting, like the trap door thing, and it's like, okay, well that doesn't go anywhere. Like he's looking at it.
I did enjoy that though, because that was the first thing. Well, maybe not the first thing, but it was one of the. I think that was the thing that sealed the deal for me. That like this movie's not taking itself seriously, because he sees that as an opportunity. He's just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we go down there? And she's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, come on, let's go down the trap door. It's perfect. And you're just like, what the fuck? This guy is like a super genius? Come on.
And like they kept everything was so overt too. There was no nuance to anything in this movie. Like the trapdoor thing. So when you first see the person coming up through the trapdoor, you immediately think, I would say most people immediately think, oh man, he's going to try to go through that trapdoor. But then they spend like the next 5 or 10 seconds of him just like staring at the trapdoor and then cutting back and forth between his face looking at the trapdoor and then the trapdoor, as if it's like, okay, it's like M. Night Shyamalan, he wasn't sure if the audience was going to quite get that he was looking at that as an escape route.
Yeah.
So he had to really make sure.
Really had to go back and forth. And then just in case you didn't know, he turns to his daughter and he's like, hey, you want to go down there?
You would go down there? That'd be cool, right? It'd be like a behind the scenes thing, huh? I will say that I did like Josh Hartnett in this. I like Josh Hartnett just in general. And I thought that he was good in this. I thought he did a good job of playing like a serial killer type, like a sociopath. I thought he was good. So it's not it's not really bad. It.
I think he definitely carried this.
Oh my god,
if it wasn't for his performance, I wouldn't have liked this as much as I did.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't enough to really save it for me, but yeah, I think he definitely was the best aspect of it.
I just like the how outlandish and stupid the central concept is.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I agree that it is outlandish and stupid, but I didn't find it to be like fun stupid. Like I wasn't enjoying myself with it. Like I laughed. I was just like, I laughed at a few moments that were clearly not supposed to be funny, but like, it was like, I can't believe I'm wasting my time with this type of laugh. So I think we're both on the same page as far as what this movie is, but I think that where we're differing is that you embraced it. You leaned into the ridiculousness of Trap, and I just I couldn't get
Yeah,
there with it.
and I think this was just kind of like perfect timing. I mean, A, it's M. Night Shyamalan, so that helps. B, Josh Hartnett in this role and the performance that he gives definitely helps. But I also just think that this is perfect timing in the sense that probably for like the last couple of months, watching like older horror movies and thrillers and stuff, and just being like, man, they don't make like just silly, where like the central concept is just silly. It's just outlandish. It's not possible, wouldn't happen, but the movie doesn't care and just goes for it. It's like I kind of miss that because like it seems like most movies nowadays just take themselves way too seriously. And this was one that pretty early on I was like, oh, this movie is not taking itself seriously.
See I think that's where we disagree, is because I felt like it was taking itself pretty seriously, except for in a few sequences. I thought that it was taking itself too seriously. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think we're gonna have to talk about some spoiler
Well,
stuff
real
because
quick,
my yeah, go
well,
ahead.
I was gonna say that I was gonna talk about something, but maybe it's kind of like borderline
Yeah, I think we can just
spoiler.
we'll just save it.
I'll throw it in the spoiler part of it.
I will say that if you haven't seen Trap, I think that for M. Night Shyamalan movies, the spoilers that we're going to talk about are pretty like not as big as
Yeah. Yes.
in most of his movies. So, like, take that for what it's worth there. So, okay, so we'll tack on a spoiler discussion at the very very end of the show. So, if you want to hear us talk about some spoilers and some other things about Trap, stay tuned. Let's go ahead and give this a score. It's a 2 for me.
I give it like a 6.
Nice. All right, that's Trap. Again, that's on VOD platforms now. All right, let's talk about some of what we've been watching. I feel like since we're discussing Trap, which was to me basically a concert documentary. I want to start
You
things
what?
off with an actual concert documentary.
Did you
Uh,
watch Rock Doc?
I did watch a rock doc,
I can't believe you didn't text me and tell me. Unbelievable.
and that's Right Here, Right Now, directed by Alex Ross Perry.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So this is the sort of concert doc, sort of narrative feature about Ghost. If you're familiar with the metal band Ghost, I like Ghost, so I had a really good time with this. I think anybody who even kind of likes their music, I'm not like a rabid fan. I know that there are Ghost fan. Like Ghost has some pretty hardcore fans, I think. And I don't know like a lot about the lore. That's kind of one of the interesting things about the band, is that there's this like really deep lore, and there's like these short films and things that go along with all of their albums and stuff. And like after every album and like tour, there's like sort of like the lead singer basically dies, and then there's a new lead singer that comes back to like inherit the throne, sort of. And I don't know like all the whole lore, but I was still interested in seeing this, and I gotta say it was quite good. I liked the combination of sort of like narrative film and concert footage. Like it was like a really good balance. It wasn't like too much of one over the other, and the concert footage was like really well done. So I would say even if you have like an appreciation for Ghost's music, I would say that this is worth a look. I'm just noticing now on Letterboxd, it's got a crazy average score.
Yeah,
4,638 5-star reviews.
I think that's those Ghost fans that you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, damn. I don't know. Are you I know you're familiar with Ghost because we talked about them before off air. Are
Yeah,
you
like taking a look because I remember the name again. and I like pulled up their discography because I'm like, I gotta remember something, but nothing. None of these albums. They look slightly familiar, so I couldn't name a Ghost song, but I know I've listened to them before.
There's a couple viral songs that you might recognize that they've done. It's basically one guy, Tobias Forge, and the rest of the bandmates are sort of just like more like session musicians. In fact, there was like a whole big lawsuit in the past where like the rest of the band sued him because of like payment or royalties or something. They weren't getting royalties because he basically does everything as far as like writing the music and performing and everything initially, and then he just has like a live band with him.
Mm.
So there was like all kinds of drama around that as well. But yeah, at any rate, right here, right now, check it out. I think it's pretty good.
It's incredible. Something I forgot to talk about last week is rewatch Tremors.
Oh,
I haven't seen Tremors in a long time.
one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I saw that. Like I pulled up your profile. It's in your top 4 there. And I was like, yeah, I get it. Get it. Tremors. My wife has never seen Tremors. And she's been on this like summer movie kick. Like just movies that are like summer. And I was like, well, Tremors. Got it.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got to do Tremors, man.
Feel that desert heat.
Oh, you got to. It's going to put you in the summer mood. No doubt. And I got to say, Tremors this is one of those movies. You know how often you go back and you revisit something that you worry of like, oh shit, it's not going to hold up. Like I'm definitely not the same person that I was when I was, like 12 or 10 or whatever when this came out. And so there was a part of me that was worried because there's not only is it going to hold up for me, but it was also like I was hyping it up to my wife and she's never seen it. And I'm like, oh, Tremors is going to blow your mind. And of course, there's a part of me that's like, oh fuck, I hope this thing delivers. I hope this
you don't want to
sell.
Yeah, you don't want to oversell it.
And I got to be honest, like I think not only does it hold up, but I think I liked it more than when I liked it as a kid. Like I think I appreciated it more as an adult because special effects are just, even for 1990, they're fucking incredible.
Oh yeah,
so good, dude. And second, it's just like I appreciate it even more of like how economical it is. Like it's just kind of straight to the point. There's a little bit of explanation, but not really. It's just them kind of figuring some stuff out. And that's it. Like they're introduced, they have to survive, they kind of figure out what they need to do, and that's the movie.
Yep. And you have a great ensemble of characters. Like everybody in that town has their own unique personality. They're all memorable in their own way. It's just such a good movie. I feel like they caught lightning in a bottle with that movie, and they could never replicate it with any of the sequels or anything.
No.
But man, just what a classic to me. And like like you said, the special effects. Oh, because it was all, there was no CG back then. Like it was all done practically, and it looked so good. But yeah, it's like Jaws in the desert. Incredible.
Exactly. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I love this movie even as a kid, and that one scene, I think it's like burned into my brain. The scene when they go to the guy's farm and like all of his livestock are dead, and they find his hat, and when they lift the hat and it's just his face. Like that was so horrifying to me.
Oh man, and when one of the graboids sucks the car into the sand.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's
brutal. And how they find it, like when they find the car. Oh man.
So good. Tremors, fucking classic.
What a classic. What an absolute classic. PG-13 too. So I think that they were really pushing that PG-13 rating.
Yeah. But, man. So good.
I heard, so they made a pilot for a Tremors TV show. Kevin Bacon was in it. And I had heard that it was like actually really good, but for whatever reason, it didn't get picked up. And I feel like that's such a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that it wouldn't have been even close to the level of the movie, but still probably would have been
No, and I
fun.
think that's like you said, the lightning in a bottle thing, because I think that's where you lose the appeal of this
Yeah.
whole premise. Is like once you start learning too much, it's not
Yep.
as enthralling or
It
engaging.
works. It works best as just a, exactly what it shows on the screen. Like the scene when they're all trapped on the roof, and
Hmm.
like it's just
And when they're
there's
on
no
the
way you could.
box,
Yeah, there's no way that you could just replicate that.
yeah, because then after a while, you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and it's like, well, we already did this though.
Yep. The scene, the boardwalk scene when it's going under and all the boards are popping
Yep.
up. Oh man, I could just go over every scene of that damn movie. I love it so much. Anyway, that's Tremors. If you have not seen Tremors, oh my god.
Please see Tremors.
Yeah.
Just do it.
All right, I saw Hellhole. This is directed by John Adams and Toby Poser. If
Oh,
you,
okay. A new
yeah,
one.
a new one. Yeah, they are filmmaking machines. They've been pumping them out left and right because they did The Deeper You Dig, they did Hellbender, they did Where the Devil Roams, they did Hellhole. I think they did one before The Deeper You Dig. Yeah, they did one called Hatred. The Hatred, sorry. So yeah, they've been cranking them out. And the thing that I really appreciate about these movies, and the thing that you need to know going into these movies, is that this is a family that makes these movies. A husband and wife team, and they get their daughter involved from time to time too. She's not actually in this one, but yeah, it's a husband and wife team. They write and direct these movies, and they're always like very low budget. It's very DIY, and the thing about that is that they don't let the constraints like stifle their ambition. This is a movie that takes place in Serbia, and it is about a fracking company, a U.S. based fracking company that goes to this like dead town in Serbia in order to mine, in order to frack, and they essentially unleash what is sort of a I don't know, parasite creature. So this is sort of like a creature feature. It's reminiscent of Alien. It's reminiscent of The Thing, and it's just like their own kind of unique take on it. It's about like a creature that gets inside of you. It only targets men, so it leaves women alone, and it like gestates inside the men. And if it feels threatened, it will explode you. So if it's inside of you and it feels like it's being threatened, it'll just make you explode and then go into the next closest human male. I enjoyed it overall. I think that, again, very ambitious. You have like not great acting in this. I think that anybody who has seen any of the other Addams Family movies can kind of expect some amateur acting. The effects work is a bit hit or miss, but I will say that it is very ambitious. A lot of practical effects. There's some CG in here. It's not very good. Some of it's okay, but overall, I got to say I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't amazing. I think that Hellbender is probably still my favorite of theirs, but I think I did like it more than Where the Devil Roams, which was another incredibly ambitious movie for them, but one that I think didn't quite work as well as Hellhole. The thing about Hellhole is that this is a movie that doesn't take itself very seriously at all. It's humorous. The dialogue is decent, and it's actually like pretty funny at times. So this is on Shudder if you want to check it out. Again, it's called Hellhole.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta catch up with those.
I mean,
I watched.
I'm still, yeah, I'm still gonna check out anything that they make because I don't know. I feel like I want to just support them because I like their ideas. Like they have like good ideas.
I hear you. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's justified to me.
I know.
I watched Golem from Peter Solskin. He's a old Polish director from like the late 70s and the 80s. And this is his fourth film that I've seen of his. This is actually his debut feature. And I haven't been able to find this one for a long time. And then over like the past week or so, Mubi has put four of like his main films that he's known for up on the website. So they have Obi Oba, The End of Civilization, The War of the Worlds Next Century, Golem, and Gaga, Glory to the Heroes. The other three outside of Golem, fantastic. Just like post-apocalyptic sci-fi from from the Polish perspective. So good. And he's just such an interesting filmmaker in terms of just like the technical aspects, camera movement, everything. So seeing those three movies before seeing his debut feature, I just inadvertently was kind of excited for like, oh, I can't wait to see, his filmmaking style. And with it being his debut, like it's kind of there, but it's not fully fledged yet. So this one is kind of lackluster in terms of filmmaking. It's still enough to keep me interested, but I gotta say, out of the four, this was the weakest for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Solskjaer's fan, definitely check it out. But if you've never seen his movies before and you're going to Mubi to check them out, I don't know if I would start there, to be honest. I'd pick one or the other.
Okay.
The other four.
All right. And that is sorry, what was the name of that again?
Golem.
Oh, Golem, yeah, 1979. I don't really have anything else to mention.
The only other thing, did Goonies rewatch.
Okay.
And Goonies is now up to a like perfect score.
Yeah, I feel like you revisit Goonies, I don't want to say regularly, but semi-regularly.
It's interesting because I never really have, except for maybe last year, the year before. My wife never
I think it was like last year, yeah.
So she was like, oh, should I check out Goonies? And I was like, oh, we can totally check out Goonies. Kidding me? That was another one, I haven't seen in a while. Kind of worried. And I was like, oh, this is a pretty good movie. She enjoyed it. Like, it lived up. Yeah. And now, she's obsessed with it.
Goonies never say die.
Exactly. Now I'm kind of like obsessed with it too. Like the first time was just kind of like, oh, that was fun to revisit. Like I enjoyed that. It's a good time. It's a good movie. Fun romp. And now it's just like every time she's like, well, you want to watch Goonies? It's like, yes, absolutely. You want to watch it right now? This minute?
Goonies ages like a fine wine. It gets better and better. I think
it's got so many things. You got the seaside town, the little town.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is, but I'm in that mood a lot.
Me too.
I want it to be that setting.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Second, kids' adventure. There's just something about ragtag group of kids having an adventure.
But I think, yes, I agree. But I think it's all like, for whatever reason, it was like the 80s. Kids' adventures were so much more fulfilling and entertaining than like,
oh yeah,
more modern kids' adventures. Because the more modern ones just feel different. Like they're just not. I think it's probably because they're more kid friendly and less adult.
Yes, I think that is the main thing. Because that's the thing is you have like the kids' adventure and they're, who they're going up against or racing against, let's say, in this adventure is a group of criminals that kill people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, they're just fighting against other kids. No, it's legit adults that kill and will kill them.
Yeah, they will kill those children.
And it's just the best of those, I think, of like the child adventure. I think every movie's just trying to be Goonies. Any movie that's a child adventure.
Pretty much, yeah.
But there's only one Goonies. One
that I'll quickly mention is Volunteers from 1985. Have you ever heard of this movie?
No.
It's directed by Nicholas Meyer and it stars Tom Hanks, John Candy, and Rita Wilson.
What?
Yeah. This is a movie that like I don't even know how I found it. I just discovered it at somewhere. And I was like, I never heard of this movie before. And it's got like three, big name actors. This is when they were like really on the come up. And so what this is Tom Hanks plays this like super rich, like kind of yuppie type person who gets into some serious debt with these loan sharks, and his rich dad is like, I'm not going to bail you out this time, you got to figure it out yourself. So he switches places with one of his college roommates and joins the Peace Corps and goes to Thailand with the Peace Corps and joins John Candy and Rita Wilson to build a bridge across a river in Thailand. And it sounds like the most ridiculous movie. And it starts off like pretty good, like very good. But man, it just falls apart as it continues to progress. It gets really, really goofy and silly and kind of over the top, but not in a good way. And it definitely just fizzles out and just gets annoying after a while. But it's still like just kind of interesting. Like at one point, John Candy gets captured by the Chinese military and brainwashed into being like an undercover like agent for the Chinese. It's ridiculous. It is very, very ridiculous. And I'm wondering, I guess this is probably where Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson met, because they're both very young in this.
Yeah,
I would assume that this is how they met, because she is obviously the love interest in this. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about Volunteers. It's a movie I never heard of, and I can kind of understand why after seeing it, but it's still kind of an interesting comedy from the past that just doesn't seem to get discussed at all.
Yeah, kind of looking at some, man. I feel like we need to check out Mazes and Monsters from 1982. Just pull up Mazes and Monsters. Check out that cover.
Oh my goodness! Wow,
it's like a bound together by a desire to play Mazes and Monsters. Robbie and his 4 college classmates. So it sounds like that's D&D, right? It's got
yeah.
D&D. So Tom Hanks, just him and his buddies obsessed with D&D. Oh, I gotta check that out.
Okay, yeah. This is getting added to my list. This looks. Oh, it's on Tubi, of course.
Of course it is.
And Crackle.
Crackle's still around?
I guess. I don't know.
Mazes
right. And Monsters. All right. Well, that's getting added to my list.
Oh, there's some. Yeah, there's a couple of Tom Hanks early movies that.
I think I was looking at John Candy's filmography, and that's how I ended up stumbling onto Volunteers, because there's a couple John Candy movies that I never saw. I actually never saw Delirious. And that's another one that I have been meaning to catch up with.
Yeah, that one's been on my list for a while.
All right. Take a look at what we have in theaters this week. Got Beetlejuice coming out. I actually heard pretty good things so far about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is very surprising. I've seen people describe it as a return to form for Tim Burton.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of that. We also have The Front Room coming out. I'm actually interested in seeing that. Stars Brandy, which is kind of interesting.
Brandy in The Front Room.
Yeah, looks decent. That's pretty much it for theaters. VOD this week. Starting with September 3rd, we have Coup. We got The Well. What is this? Is this about people trapped in a well? A budding art restorer travels to a small Italian village to bring a medieval painting back to its former glory. Little does she know, she is placing her life in danger from an evil curse and a monster born of myth and brutal pain. All right.
Good Lord.
We have Twilight of the Warriors, Walled In. I talked about that last week. I'd recommend checking that out. Great White Summer. They got Lady Scorpions. What is this one about? An ex-FBI agent's fight against a crime syndicate becomes personal when they kidnap her granddaughter.
No, no.
She and her daughter, both martial arts masters, form an unstoppable team. Cynthia Rothrock is in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm guessing she plays the grandma.
Oh, shit.
Interesting. Got Charlie Tango. At Her Feet. Curse of the Sin Eater. That's going to be on the 6th. Curse of the Sin Eater. Poor construction worker makes a deal with a dying business mogul to inherit billions, only to discover that he has also been cursed by the man's terrifying sins.
Oh, boy.
Look out. Got Don't Turn Out the Lights, Betrayal, Hounds of War, Wolves Against the World.
Hounds and wolves.
Yeah. Fresh Hell presents Wolves Against the World. Two members of a defunct neo-Nazi metal band reunite at the site of their bandmate's suicide. One sinks into depravity and grievance, and one tries to atone for what he has done. What ensues is an occult battle of wills between two men who have done terrible things. I've got Continue, got A New York Story, Off Ramp, and then that looks like that's about it for VOD. Netflix this week, we got Apollo 13 Survival that comes out on the 5th. That's a documentary about, I would assume, Apollo 13. And then on the 6th, we have Rebel Ridge. That's the one that I'm most excited for this week.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Disco Ibiza Locomia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't look like we're really much of anything on any of the other platforms. Blu-ray this week, we got Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey limited edition steel book. Who the hell is buying that crap?
No one.
Nobody's buying that. I'd like to see the sales numbers for that.
They're going to lose so much money.
I would just, because it's crazy. You know, they made a sequel too, and that like the sequel was in theaters. Like, I didn't see it. I didn't see either one of them, but like I did watch the trailer, and it looks like the most bargain basement crap. It looks like one of those Asylum films.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if those still exist, but it looks like an Asylum film.
Yeah, I feel like they don't, right? Because we haven't talked about Asylum.
Yeah, I haven't heard much from them in a while. I remember like that like their money, their bread and butter came from Redbox. I remember like Redbox was like that's how they made their money. Just dumb people renting their knockoff movies thinking that they were the real thing.
Because you're in a hurry, you got your ice cream.
You know, you got the kids with you. You're like, okay, well, let's just get something. Oh, here's Transmorphers. That's a popular one with the kids. Anyway, Sweeney Todd's coming out in 4K. A League of Their Own. Amityville Horror. This is the 2005 one. The Boy from 2016. Moby Dick from 1956. Words and Music from 1948. And then Three Little Words from 1950. Lord of Illusions from 1995. Blame It on Rio from 1984. Linoleum. That's pretty much it. What about Criterion's?
Oh, he's just got one, but it's a biggie, and that's Alex Cox. Repo Man. Yeah,
it looks like this is a re-release, 4K re-release.
Yeah.
Because I have the original Blu-ray that they put out, regular one. It's good. It's got a lot of great features on it.
Yeah, it's a long list of special features.
And it comes in a really cool case. It's one of those digipacks.
Oh, man. Digipack in it?
Woo. Hell yeah.
Lord. Watch out. Get it.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. If you could consider giving us a review on your podcast platform of choice. For Kevin Rakeshaw, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week. Let's talk about some trap spoilers, shall we? What I thought the twist was going to be was that that Allison Pill's character was in on it. Like she knew about it, or she was taking place, or that she was participating in the murders, or she was the actual killer and Josh Hartnett was covering for her. I thought that that's what it was going to be, because I was like, why would they cast Allison Pill in this do nothing role? Like, I feel like she has a lot more to offer. So for her to be in it, I was like, oh, she's gonna be doing more here. But no, that's not how it played out. And I think that it would have been, and there was like even a moment, like, so there's the scene when Lady Raven's in the bathroom, and she's trying to get help and stuff. And then they get the door open and Josh Hartnett's standing there in the doorway. I thought for sure that Allison Pill was gonna like come out, like step to his side and be like she was standing behind him, and then that was going to be the big reveal. Wouldn't that have been better?
He trapped you. He thought there's going to be
that would have been so much better. It would have added a completely different dynamic to the whole movie.
Yeah, but I think that kind of would have went against the whole idea of like serial killers mostly being men and having issues with their mothers.
Yeah, but that was like barely even. They did and really didn't do anything with that thing.
No,
the actual psychology of it.
I did like the aspect of this that I did like, or the thing that I was going to mention that I thought was a nice little, I don't know, nod or whatever. But the woman that plays the FBI
the profiler,
yeah, she's the woman that played the two twin sisters in the original Parent Trap. So you got Parent Trap. She's kind of standing in for his mother, and even gets kind of tricked at the end when he's all drugged up.
Yeah.
So I did like that little bit.
I was getting
very intentional. Casting.
I was getting like really heavy Dr. Loomis vibes from her character from Halloween. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was fine. It's just that I didn't really think it was explored enough to really do anything like of consequence in the movie.
Because even the like how he sees his mother occasionally, like that didn't really do anything.
Nah, it was nothing.
And I felt like after he got out of the initial trap, like everything after that is just kind of, because it almost ends like 2 or 3 different times.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And it felt like M. Night just couldn't figure out how to end this, because he's like, well, shit, we're out of the trap thing. What do we do now?
Yeah. I mean, that was the surprising thing, is the trap actually, I didn't see like what the time code was or anything, but I feel like the trap ended a lot sooner than what I expected it to.
Same here.
I also thought that there might be some sort of twist that brought this into the same world as Unbreakable and Split, and that he was going to add another villain to that. I mean, I guess he still could. He still could.
No, yeah.
He still could do that. But yeah, and there was that little, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a little like credit, like little post credit, not post, but right after the credits started, was it after the credits?
Yeah, the guy at home watching the news or whatever. Yeah. And that was, again, that was something, again, that little bit at the end just kind of like reaffirmed, like, oh, this is kind of like a fun.
And also even at the end, the final shot where he looks directly into the camera and has this like crazy little grin on before he escapes.
I also got to say, throughout this movie, I couldn't help, like, every time that they showed him, like, somewhat from a distance, Josh Hartnett, I'm just like, he looks a lot like Channing Tatum. But just, like, a little bit older. They look like the same guy.
I could see it. They're probably up for similar roles, I would say. I'm trying to think of any other, like, spoiler-y things I want to say about it, other than the scene when he's in the limo and he somehow gets out of the limo without anyone seeing, even though the limo is completely surrounded by people. and somehow he gets out of the limo. But first he takes off the like cop gear, puts on the hoodie and the hat, gets out of the limo, and then blends in with the crowd and nobody sees him.
No, it was ridiculous.
Also,
there's no way.
Also, it seemed like, did they not say at one point that the whole concert was set up to catch him? Like that the concert existed to catch him? Because I'm pretty sure that the guy, I swear the t-shirt guy says that this concert is in order to catch him, but it doesn't make sense because he bought the ticket and that's what tipped them off. So the concert already existed.
Yeah, which I mean that is just insane too. That his wife is like, I think you might be the guy. I'm
gonna take a ticket stub and leave it.
I'm gonna make it look like an accident. And of course the FBI, being as dumb as they fucking are, is like, this is the perfect opportunity. What we're going to do is everyone that we have at our disposal will be there, and we'll just grab random
every guy. I think that they said that there were 3,000 people, 3,000 white men that fit the description in that stadium, and they were going to detain each one of them until they figured out who it was. But then, of course, like the way, they have him go onto the roof, and they have him looking at the trap door and like all the different exits and the everything. And the way that he gets out is by finagling a way to get his daughter backstage to meet Lady Raven and like befriend her and have her escort him out. Like, it's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so crazy.
It's so ridiculous.
That's why I really feel like if he did a Shyamalan twist that was like really out there, it would have made it. I probably would have enjoyed it more. But the fact that there wasn't any kind of interesting twist, it was just a bummer.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Trap. Right. Check it out on VOD or don't.
Don't. I don't care. It's your life. Do what you want.